One more game left to be played today before these guys will head over to a bit of a break, coming back fresh and clean tomorrow for 4 more games of Erangel. Last one was interesting. Desperado's got themselves a good win. And honestly, Gamerlegion, I mean, it was kind of a twin fight with these guys. One team holds off the north, one team holds off the south. And then in the end, we'll take the brawl to the backyard and see who can get that the home turf win here.
Of course, Desperado came out on top in that third game, but this is the last game of the day. Very central playing trajectory, Toby. So I think it's going to give these teams a big chance to kind of really go wherever they would kind of prefer to.
Yeah, I'm looking for Avangar, seeing whether they want to fly up north, George, or potentially just go back down towards the Military Power side of things where we've seen them before, and I think that is indeed what they're headed for, at least considering that they have not jumped out just yet. So most teams should be able to go exactly where they're planning on going. And, well, I mean, that's always a good start to things. Of course, the circles can come in and completely screw up everything. But for now, things do seem as they are used to. Avangar, indeed, will go down towards Mills of Powers, and nothing new under the sun.
Of course, Zoekt Een Naam occupying Pachinki. It's their land, it's their home, so to speak. They go there, and the other teams kind of know, okay, look, we'll let them go there. PG did kind of drop separately, which I thought was interesting, but individually separately. They are looking to, of course, join together sooner rather than later, but I think they're just looking to get the vehicles and then move up and then loot up where they need to.
I think they're going to stay.
But look at this for circle.
That's what I'm saying. I think they're going to stay, PG. I don't think they need to go anywhere. I think they're pretty satisfied with this circle, actually. 3 teams inside the circle. 13 will have to make that inevitable transition over towards it. And for Moonwolf, well, I mean, they're in Lipovka. They have quite a journey ahead of them. And Avangar as well. Oh, that North George position is looking pretty good right now. And I think they would probably want it to be there rather than being all the way down in Mills of Power.
Yeah, it feels bad, man.
And he even knocks himself now. And that's unfortunate because Tug is nowhere near him to get the rest. And Maxisol might be the one who has to drive all the way up and pick him up there.
Maybe he saw the circle and thought, okay, this isn't worth it.
I'm just gonna leave. Could you imagine, guys? Screw this circle. Well, see you tomorrow.
It's one way of at least not giving the kill over to your enemy. Nah, of course that just must have been a misstep.
Yeah, I was just wondering how you knock yourself on the roof. That's interesting, but of course. Crazier things has happened before, and Octave is going to crawl on down. Tucky's already in a vehicle, as we can see on the map stream, and he should indeed get his teammate back up on his feet in just a short moment. But of course, I mean, for Avangar, that is time they do not want to waste because they already have a long journey ahead of them as far as rotations go, and now it's looting time that they're kind of missing out on by having to go through all of this.
Exactly, and of course, because the first couple of phases, Blue Zone doesn't really do that much, and we know Avangar do like to leave it, till the last second in terms of they don't mind being in the Blue Zone for the first couple of phases, so it's not really going to hurt them too much in terms of the Blue Zone. But of course, we're going to see all of these teams moving into the circle quite soon, and there's not much land area for them to occupy those compounds.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? You have a solid 40% of the circle, if not even more of it is water. Honestly, I'm on the verge of saying that there's more water in this circle than there's land if you consider the fact that the solid 35% of it is not even on the map. That is, that's pretty pretty interesting first circle. Worst thing being, of course, that the next one could include even more, if not just anywhere near the same amount of water if we continue to go out towards the west. And right now, I mean, there's no one out there already. Nailib is kind of in the direction down by Swarm in the southern side of it. But other than that, I mean, everything is on the eastern side.
Gamerlegion seem to be heading in that direction.
Yeah, I like
it could be going to Quarry or around there, which wouldn't be a bad place to go for now. Because not a lot of teams, although I'm saying that Zoekt Een Naam are also heading in that direction. So these teams are making their way quickly, swiftly, and Zoekt Een Naam seem to be stopping. But what this does create, though, does give a decent bit more space now for the teams that are moving in from the east to occupy outside Pachinki and get a couple of compounds that might make it a bit more secure.
I like how they rotate earlier. Yeah. I mean, for Gamerlegion especially, they're a team that has really been improving over the last couple of days, and I like to see that they're reacting to the circle as quickly as they are. They know that they'll have teams like Winside and potentially also PG, should they be unfortunate enough with positions that could be holding them off. So they say, you know what, let's beat them to it. Let's get in there early and see if we can find a spot to play from in the very start of the game. Se7en Esports, though, guys. What have you got here in the final game of today? I'm not even going to want to count up the amount of points they've been able to accumulate over the last 2 days, and I don't want you to do it either, Colmac, because I think that's information we'd rather leave to the unknown and then just say, guys, give us something good to finish off the day.
Exactly. That's the thing. I wasn't really going to touch on that. I was just going to go, look, last game of the day, end on a high note. Do yourselves proud because you are a fantastic team with so much potential. But look at the cluster of teams now heading across the West. PG, Winside, Gamerlegion, no tag teams, Zoekt Een Naam, all there ready for a fight as Nemrith gets the first knockdown onto Macandark.
And that's an important knock. I mean, Nailab is trying to jump up onto the roof. He does manage to get up there just exactly, but Bjorn spots the push. And that's going to get him taken on down. Nemrith tried to apply the damage from a distance, but Nailab was all alone in the compound, and I'm pretty sure that they'll be able to take this one home. Vex does get the door opened. That should allow for injured Nemrith to crawl on in. Vex say, come on to the bathroom. I'll heal you up. Or may as well I'll just do it here. In front of the door. They should be all fine, at least for now, securing themselves arguably, if not the best, they're one of the better compounds in this circle, and well, I mean, without losing a player, so that's a good way to start the game.
It's a good way to start the game indeed. We need a home moving out through. Poldruk did so well towards the late stages of the last game, snaking his way through as the final member. We need a home to help with the overall positional points for themselves, but they need to look to really pull in a good performance as a full squad heading into the late stages of this game to end on a high note.
Yeah, you wanna of course finish off strong coming into tomorrow's games. Avangar, they have finally started their rotations. Noctiv and Tuck, still a little more looting happening for them as they had to spend a little more time getting rests up, getting healed back up, and all these sort of things. Desperados, they've rotated in as well. They're sitting pretty well in it on the hillside here, trying to get somewhat of an angle over towards the other side. Of course, got to play it smart, got to play it safe. You know that for the most part, a lot of players like to play around in this area of the map in these sort of circles. And indeed, Zoekt Een Naam are just down in the compound in the foot of the hill.
Yeah, Desperado, they won that last game quite nicely, although with a bit of a mistake from Gamerlegion, but either way you take the opportunity and you run with it.
Course.
They got fantastic 12 amount of kills for their side, so either way they're looking to head into this game with that confidence riding higher and move on forward and get a positive result once again. But Se7en Esports, they're occupying themselves a nice little compound.
I like the rotation coming in from them, going all the way out to the west coast, kind of anticipating or at least playing on the fact that the next circle could go even further out there. And even if it doesn't, they will still get to play from this, like with the beach on their back, meaning that most likely they will they'll have a clear behind, which means they can focus all their fire forward and not have to have that guy look behind at any given time.
That's Melman from Tornado Energy, looking to fire a couple of shots off onto Desperado. Connecting for a bit, but not quite the knockdown that they would prefer to have. As Ensalonzo.
Ensalonzo?
Yeah, there you go. Got it eventually for Quickmath. Just driving on forward, looking to get into a nice position with the rest of his team.
Fake. He gets spotted out as he was sitting on the top of the hill. He gets finished off by example as well. Good finish off coming in there. Not a whole lot more you can do in that situation, unfortunately. Once these guys start landing their shots, they do tend to get those flashes in rather quickly after it too. Se7en Esports splitting out a bit, spotting out at least here in the vehicle that these left off in. Should be the info needed that the compound will be clear. Now we'll see 3 seconds to go. How brutal of a second circle can we get here?
I hope it's going to be pretty brutal, and it kind of is, especially for the teams up north. Toby, that shift is ridiculous.
Yeah, that is a southern shift if I see one. And Comfort and Tornado Energy, honestly, they're going to be all kinds of satisfied with this right here. They will take that all day, any day. And you see the circle right here. Of course, I mean, we are excluding a lot of water, which I guess is good, but there's still plenty of it in. You got Quarry, you got Prim still in the next year too. And keep in mind that that next circle can include as much water as it could possibly want to as well. So things are not going to get easy. And for all these teams trying to maneuver in, believe me, that southern beach down there it's going to be one hell of a highway for teams. But look at the north and how many teams are pushing in from up here too.
It's so crazy. Northern Lights, got to point out, from the east, they've had a nice, solid game so far. So they're going to be the first team to make their way to Primorsk. And hopefully that'll give them, or just outside Primorsk, and hopefully that will give them a nice bit of reach to really finish high up in this last game.
Also got to give it to Se7en Esports. I mean, the fact that they took it to the beach so early on and made their rotation all the way over to the other side, they have a bit of wriggling room now in saying which spot they want to go for. Moon cutting the hair of his opponents with those bullets flying just by the faces of him. Besiktas now trying to make those rotations in as well, and that's pretty much all we're seeing right now. Everyone is rotating on forward, and Vasco is going to take a bullet straight to the face.
Got to try to get that position in the circle as quickly as possible with the rest of your team, especially with such a huge shift. And we still have 61 players alive, but in the deep looking for Se7en.
Yeah, I mean, also the fact that the circle is already closing in, there's so little time to react in all of these circles. You see it, you have to move immediately, because once you, like, if you start spending too much time saying, oh, we could do this, or we could do that, or we should do this, or we should do that, that compound you wanted to go for is already going to be taken. And believe me, that next circle is coming in real shortly after. Circle already closing in, as we said just before. And yeah, for these players that aren't in it yet, better get there.
Yeah, smoke's being thrown out by Se7en on the side of Riddle Esports, knowing that he's really under a decent bit of pressure because he's being surrounded by Northern Lights, Toby. So, yeah, I feel like it's a bit of a hot situation for him.
Indeed. He has to just stay alive and hope that his teammates are somehow going to come to the rescue. Neither of them, though, have an angle right now and towards their opponents. Vasco was knocked earlier. No finishes has come in yet. Seems like T-Bone will indeed be allowed to come down and get the rest on up, too. A lot of smokes being used. I think I counted 5 or 6 smokes in order to get that rest on up. So hopefully they have the utility to use in order to get the next couple of circles going their way, too. Because if they don't, it's going to force them out into the open. As you can see here, you do need your utility up and available if you want to make any chance of a run here. Se7en, he gets finished off eventually. Not a whole lot more to it than that.
Nope.
Down and out.
Now Page got in that vehicle, just repositioning. I think just trying to find that better angle for the rest of his team, for Zoekt Een Naam team. But now Quizzy trying to find Desperado. This is now just people in their vehicles just driving away, trying to move out. They've got to just find the optimal position.
Yeah, everyone's rotating already, just anticipating that next circle push. Hopefully we'll see it go somewhere playable. Of course, we've seen crazy things happen before. Desperados, 2 guys in 1 vehicle. It's already burning pretty dark. Fires. Ooh, had it exploded there, that would have been so unfortunate. New circle does pop. Unfortunately for the majority of people, we are excluding quite a bit of water in this one.
And all the while, we see Northern Lights taking and squad wiping the side of Moonwolf. They'll move on forward. They took hold of that compound early on, and they've really ripped apart any team that's looked to make their way near it.
Very impressive comeback in that direction for Northern Lights. Good feat of them, getting themselves the full wipe on towards their opponents. And even more so importantly, they didn't lose a single player in all of it. So 4 kills secured for them. Still sitting in first place, of course, with not that much of a gap anymore, but of course doing everything they can to come into tomorrow with just a bit of a separation.
I am surprised that no team went closer towards Primorsk. I know that Circle Shift would obviously have excluded, as it has, a lot of Primorsk.
Yeah.
But I definitely think it would have been an opportunity for the likes of maybe Desperado or even Se7en Esports to move their way a little bit closer to it.
No,
even
I mean,
get the edge of it.
I don't know. You don't want to get caught on the wrong side of the road there. First of all, there's so many positions in the forest you can play from. And also with Circle 4 excluding water to such an extent, that's gonna, for the most part, mean that Primorsk gets excluded pretty much always in that next circle, unless if this one had gone like actually far down south, which it didn't.
As we do see, Quarry's becoming a bit of a hotspot for a couple of these teams. We do see Winside, Zoekt Een Naam, Tornado Energy, all kind of occupying just around the edge of it, on top of that mountainside.
This might be one of the last Quarry games you'll get to see with the way Quarry looks here. Of course, with the Erangel 2.0 coming up. Some say it's going to be implemented in Phase 3. It's not guaranteed, of course.
Okay.
But there are indeed a lot of changes coming into this Quarry area, and we'll have to wait and see whether we get to see it in the next phase, or if we'll have to wait a whole season extra until we get to see it.
Either way, I'm sure PUBG will only make it available when they are sure that it is optimally ready for these players to give the best gaming experience for UI and everybody else.
Hopefully. I would hate to see them implement it if it wasn't working, but I'm sure that's the case. I am sure that's the case. Example, from a distance, spotting out Quickmath, but he's going to get shots fired in his direction too from Winside, and that's going to force him back into the safety of his little cabinet he got in the back room there, and drink an energy drink.
It's only 13 health that they got taken for.
Yeah.
Not really much, so
not too.
Either way, it pushed them back. Now we look at 4AK. I've got the top of the lip. Se7en is down the bottom of it. We do see the Avangar a bit separated, actually, but the rest of his team are kind of close by, looking to see where Se7en is.
Waki and 4AK has plenty of room to sort of spot on around, but Se7en being right down there, that could potentially become a threat to them later on. You look at the way that Gamerlegion are split here. The issue with this area of the map is you have the you don't have a whole lot to play on, in all honesty. You have the forest down south on the eastern side of the road, and then it's just open fields.
Okay, so realistically, PG 18 in my eyes have
the
best spot because Se7en Esports, they have a good spot, but as you pointed out previously, they have the road.
7 PG or the forest south are like the three, if not the three only spots you can play from here, then arguably the three best ones for sure. It's going to be hard. Whoever gets to sit on the northern side too, in that swarm area with the hillside, once all these teams are died out, that's going to be a good spot to play from too, but there's a lot of fighting to happen before that's over.
As you do see, Jupsig got killed by We Need a Home Rip 9.
What is it with Quickmath and vehicles? I don't know what it is.
Is there new nades? I don't know.
If you can't shoot people, just run them over.
Of course.
Yeah.
They must be playing a lot of GTA 5 recently, I don't know.
Oh, that could be, yeah. Could be an Octave. That's the second knock for him. And this is where it becomes a factor, right? Because an Octave, I mean, sure, he gets finished off immediately, but you saw the knockdown timer there.
Yep.
That is just from the first knock with him making an error with the parachute or whatever happened. He would have had so much more time, theoretically, to get rest back on up had it not happened. So, guys, by all means possible, make sure to avoid those early game mistakes and knocks and team knocks with vehicles and whatnot, because it really can become a factor late game.
Of course, the game can be sometimes a bit like of a chain reaction where one thing that kind of goes a little bit wrong in the moment isn't super important, but down the line it's going to have that effect after effect after effect. The next thing you know, you're kind of going, okay, how did I get to this point? It's like, well, it all started from here, so you got to try and avoid that.
See, Quickmath, they got themselves the vehicles. I'm not sure exactly why Insolenta wanted to go out and take that one. I don't think there was any gas left in it either. Forced to jump on off. 4AK, they managed to disengage from Avangar as well, so they'll get to stay put for now. That's how Zero does go down. And as we see on the screens here, the deep, trying to make sure no one's pushing in from behind. They like this play. Keep that back safe so that you can focus forward once the next circle pops.
Really intelligent side of things coming out from Northern Lights, just being very careful. It's Desperado with big tornado energy.
1 HP for Waki. Throw one more, Tuck. Yeah, throw one more. It's going to be kills guaranteed. Give it, trying to hold off Besiktas. Doing well so far, just Lux remaining. Now they're really, really doing good today. The guys in No Tag Team already got a win underneath their belt. Trying to see if they can get some more points off it here.
Very impressive play coming out from Givit. Even though he was kind of out in the open, he played it as if he had so much protection around him, just the way he just shifted about, prone down, did exactly what he did to help the rest of his No Tag Team move on forward. As we do see Tomo is under pressure, but now he gets knocked down.
There's so many fights happening at the same time. 4AK eliminated. We see Aaliyah go down too. Compat running in the blue, and still somehow Besiktas able to stay alive. Avangar eliminated in the end of things too. Max is all dice out in the blue. Not a whole lot more they could get going there. And also for Avangar, not really the greatest day they've had themselves today. Zoekt Een Naam now under pressure as well.
Outside of the circle as well, they have Tornado Energy near them. They have Riddle Esports and Northern Lights, and this shift is absolutely ridiculous.
I mean, this circle down here is absolutely crazy. There's so many people. Look at the forest area up there. There are 4 different teams within the same square like square 50 meters. There's so many teams. Look at your look at your mini map. Skulls everywhere, and our teams getting eliminated all over the place. And look at the team that's racking up the points right now. It's Northern Lights Gaming, current first place team, but Hanny trying to stay alive and live on through this one.
Of course, we do see Hanny in the Riddle team. They have 3 kills at the moment, but like you said, Northern Lights, they're racking them up, and they've 9 kills so far in this game.
They did not do well last game, and they wanted to turn things around. You guys are getting too close for comfort. We want to maintain that first place spot coming into tomorrow's games. And well, if they can keep things going the way they're doing it right now, there's a big chance that they might be able to.
Yannick looking for Winside right now. Shots being fired. Tick tock, tick tock. Moon is about to lose his life if he's not too careful. Does manage to prone his way behind a tree for now.
He has to make that run eventually. There are plenty of trees for cover, but there are also plenty of guns looking in his direction. That's one smoke used. He has a rock now. He has a new tree. He has a rock. He has bullets, and he has death. Moon making the same exact run. He's going to go down soon. Then it's on Gifted. Fortunately, they're closer to the circle, but they have to cross the road running straight into We Need a Home, and that's not exactly looking easy either.
No, Yannick from PG 18 looking for him right now. But look at this circle. Like Se7en Esports, they've, even though they're in the open, they have no other team really heavily around them. Gamerlegion are by the side of the road. But it's working so far for them because all the other teams around them are just taking each other out.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot more you can do off of this position, unfortunately. Northern Lights, though, still alive in it. Got 3 guys up. As I said before, plenty of kills, too. The Deep does go down. No tag eliminated immediately after. Then it's all trying to stay alive on his side of things. And this is just a tough area to play around. Really liking the position of 7, though.
Yeah, I do. They're looking so good right now. They're looking for the final 2 members of Northern Lights shooting at each other. However, all the while, Gamerlegion, they're looking pretty good. They've knocked out a couple of members of We Need a Home. Rip9 are down to 1 member left.
They had 4 guys holding this angle just before, but all of a sudden it's just Rip left alive. And Tuho, you can see him looting right now. Not at all concerned with the fact that there might still be a sneaky snake lying around somewhere. And indeed there is. Rip is crawling on forward. And Quickmath, they don't want to go out because of this. Northern Lights, they got 8th place here, but plenty of kills in their way. So they could potentially be seeing themselves in a top spot overall anyway.
Real-time standings right now because Zoekt Een Naam did not have a good game in this last game of the evening. Northern Lights will, yes, indeed stay on top. But, of course, still a lot of points to play for. There's 19 players alive, so there's still a lot of kills advantage in the placement points.
Gotta keep in mind as well that Gamerlegion still has 4 players on their feet, and there's still a lot more kills to rack up. They're the only team pretty much inside the circle on the eastern side of the road right now, so should they be able to hold off this position for a while longer, that could be a lot of kills coming their way. All of PG, they're pushing up towards him. Rip gets spotted out. Shots fired down towards him. Oh, he actually gets the headshot on towards Insolenzo. If he's allowed to get the flash here, that would be a fatal error made by Quickmath. And indeed, he is... No, not going to happen. Quickmath finishes off Rip, and that's going to be We Need a Home out in 7th.
Feels bad because Rip9 did a great job to get the knockdown. And, you know, if there hadn't been Quickmath behind him, I reckon he could have survived.
Bjorn gets the knock on towards 1. We know Bjorn likes to make the flank plays. He's in a good position to do so here as well. The East goes down, but as you can see on the backside, we do have all of 7 now focusing up towards Bjorn, and he is indeed going to go down. Yannick all of a sudden all by himself. And now it's looking in the favor of 7. They're completely holding off Gamerlegion here.
We said they needed a good performance. The last game is proving very strong for them. Every single circle they've taken control of. They've been 1 step ahead of most other teams in position, in plays, and right now it's looking very strong with 14 players left alive. 5 teams in this next circle is gonna show itself in the next minute or so.
Now, what can Quickmath do with this opportunity? 6 kills already, and they're 4 guys alive. 7, they're applying so much pressure on towards Gamerlegion, and this should be them eliminated. And indeed, it is Pelsish with a double kill to finish things off there. Good 8th kill coming in for them. Yannick is still alive on their side of the road. Could turn to be quite a bit of an issue. We do see Pelsish on Misa make that, getting knocked, but the rest should be coming in just moments away.
So Yannick just throws a grenade just to make sure there's nobody there, just in case. He's doing his best to survive. That was a really great play coming out from Quickmath. And, you know, they had to flank Unfortunately, Gamerlegion were just being sandwiched, but this action goes on as Yannick gets that knockdown with a grenade onto Hojo.
Yeah, level 3 helmet as well. It's going to help him tank a little more of that damage, but as you can see, there are plenty of bullets coming in from Se7en now, and that is going to prove too strong for Yannick to handle. Se7en only has 4 kills so far. Of course, they have been on the quiet side of the circle, but it all came off of that really, really smart first rotation. Now new circle pops. And there's no one in it other than a left foot of Frank. Quickmath, though. 4 guys alive against 4 and 7, and then you have the 2 guys strong Besiktas, so just time and time again today have found their way into the late game.
But they have to cross the road. Quickmath have got to cross the road.
Well, Misa has 11 smokes.
Yeah.
So it's not that it's impossible.
Yeah, that's true, but you got to fire them off. I haven't seen them use any for the time being, as Crab 1K knows that Quickmath are around there. Frank is using the hood as much as possible, as well as the vehicle, give him just that extra level of protection in around the hood.
Smart way of utilizing everything to your surrounding as cover. Tummel trying to make sure that there's no sneaky snakes crawling up towards him, and Lux just wanting to make sure that Quickmath ain't pushing over towards them. But as we can see, with the crazy barrage of smokes being thrown on forward, seems like they indeed are making their way over towards Besiktas.
So those initial amount of smoke grenades are working pretty well for Quickmath, but they are potentially going to run out if they're not too careful, so they've got to get across sooner rather than later, because the Besiktas, they know whereabouts they are. They see the smoke grenades, they see the movement of the bodies, looks for them, but Tomo gets a knockdown on the Edelweiss and a kill. Important
damage coming in. It should allow for them to push a bit further forward. Buster taking a lot of damage in towards him as well. He cannot stay hidden from all these angles. Once he is kind of disguised from Quickmath, he leaves himself exposed towards Besiktas, now trying to get the smoke in there to get himself a little more cover. And this is potentially the position that Besiktas needs to get to, because they are in their circle now, but they're miles out on the edge, and the only reason they're staying put is because nobody's focusing them.
All right, now they're looking pretty good. All the while, Buster trying to get the shots off onto Mice, and he does get the knockdown, gets the kill. That is kill number 5 going over for Se7en Esports, with 8 players still left going. And this is a thing we've seen from Quickmath before, that even when they do get their way into the late game, they have a hard time really claiming terrain, really going aggressive and sort of get anything working their way. We'll see now, of course, if they can get things turned around here. Now, still 3 guys alive. They've made 8 kills already this game, so of course that's a good performance, but they're starting to fall apart. Yes, this next circle has exposed itself, and it's not essentially towards any particular team. Besiktas, I suppose, probably has the best advantageous situation from the next circle, but either way, Se7en are going to climb their way through. Clab is hiding behind that tree, knowing that somebody has spotted him out, and just got to wait for that prime moment to try to move that little bit further in. And it's a 2v2v2. And what was once a 4v4v2 has now all of a sudden become that much more durable for Besiktas. They have a chance here to pull off a really good performance. And you can see Quickmath, they're down on their stomachs, not going to do anything. They're proned out. And I wonder if Tommel can run them both over. No, I'm just not going to happen. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? Lux goes down. That's going to be no rest coming in. Tommel, there's no way in hell he can sacrifice himself and try to go for the rest there. Was spotted underneath the vehicle, and Krabik secures the finish off there. And now Thomas getting spotted by Crab 1K. That's kill number 8 for Se7en Esports. Slowly tracking up, and we're down to 2 teams, 4 players alive. Se7en against Quickmath, who's going to come out on top. And Silenzo all by himself now. Krabik and Buster, they know of his whereabouts. They know approximately where he is, but he's prone right now, and he needs to hit some really good shots in order to win this one. They finish off Pelsic, want to secure the points here before the final fight commences. They've seen him. Nates are thrown forward now as well. And Silenzo is prone down. I like this play from Buster. Get the upper hand, get the ankle, and get the kill, and they secure themselves a win with 10 points. Solid 20-point game to finish off the day for Se7en. We talked about it. Throw those games in the back. Throw them out. Do not worry about it. Just come in here, final game.